ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Today, the game is different.
I want to gamble. Gambling is a very serious business. Is that clear?
Welcome to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you here, deep from the swamps of Jersey. We got a great show coming up for you. We've all heard the term advantage players, especially when we're talking about gambling and casinos. They're the players that find an edge in any game and beat the casinos out of a lot of money. But advantage players are people who come from all walks of life and every profession imaginable. And coming up, we're going to hear about advantage players that become the top of their professions, using their ability to find an angle in something which makes them a lot of money in whatever work they do. The name of the book is Advantage Players: Inside the Winning World of Casino Virtuosos, Master Strategists, and Mathematical Wizards, and it's written by the renowned magazine writer Michael Kaplan. Michael has written for the New York Times Magazine, Wired, GQ, Cigar Aficionado, and he is the senior feature writer with the New York Post. When we come back, we're talking Advantage Players with Michael Kaplan. So stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards. Hey, Dave Weishuttle from House of Cards. I just got my Dugout mug delivered, and I am loving it. Dugout mugs are mugs made out of baseball bats, and they are officially licensed by Major League Baseball, so you can get your favorite baseball team's logo on your mug. Just think of it, enjoying your favorite drink while watching your favorite baseball team with your team's logo on your mug made from a baseball bat. They can even make customized mugs. Check out the mug they made for House of Cards. I mean, just look at that. That looks awesome. I've never seen anything like them. If you go to dugoutmugs.com, you'll find out they even make more things than mugs. They have baseball board games, grilling equipment made from baseball bats. They even have a section for gifts for under $30. Head on over to dugoutmugs.com, because if you're a baseball fan or need a gift for a baseball fan, you have to check out Dugout Mugs. And use our promo code PIKE at checkout to get 20% off your purchase price. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. Also, free shipping with orders over $99. You can't beat that. DugoutMugs.com. That's my go-to place if I need a gift for a baseball fan. Well, if you excuse me now, the game is about to go on, and the wind is just right for drinking. Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from House of Cards with your House of Cards Gaming Report for the week of June 29th, 2026. A report on the Atlantic City casino industry was recently released by the Lloyd D. Levinson Institute of Gaming, Hospitality, and Tourism at Stockton University in collaboration with the Casino Association of New Jersey. According to the report, the Atlantic City casino industry generated $1.1 billion in taxes and fees in 2025 and $1.67 billion in net gaming revenue for the year. Gross operating profits for AC casinos declined for the third consecutive month, falling 3.9% from 2024. DraftKings closed its Wrigley Field location in Chicago at the end of May. According to the press release, the cost of operating in Illinois, including its high tax structure, made it more difficult to continue to operate a standalone retail sportsbook. Similar sportsbooks have closed at stadiums across the country, including the stadiums of the Washington Nationals, the Phoenix Suns, and the Cleveland Guardians. And finally, Sunset Station Hotel and Casino in Nevada reopened the iconic Gaudi Bar and Gaming Pit with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Sunset Station also plans to introduce all new bingo and keno spaces as part of the property's continued gaming enhancements. The bingo area will be old school because it will remain a paper-only room. Have any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation? Send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on X at HOC Radio.
You're listening to House of Cards.
And in Baccarat, Boule, Trente Carrant, 7-card stud, blackjack, and craps, too. I'm just a fool for gambling.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. I'm excited to talk to our next guest because he has written a great book about a subject I have been interested in for a very long time. The name of the book is Advantage Players: Inside the Winning World of Casino Virtuosos, Master Strategists, and Mathematical Wizards. It's written by a great writer, Michael Kaplan, who gives insights on advantage players from all walks of life. And we are lucky to have the author of this great book, Michael Kaplan, on the line with us right now. Michael, thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Michael, congratulations on the book. It's absolutely incredible. You know, you have interviewed some of the most interesting people in the world. Give us a bit of your background and what led you to write a book about advantage players, because you have insights into that world like no one else.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting. I mean, the long story is, I grew up in New Jersey, in Bergen County. Jewish, grew up in a Jewish neighborhood where there was always gambling around. I mean, people would be playing, low stakes poker. We played as kids, played, for nickels and dimes. And, our parents were all, doing those, football betting slips on Sundays.
Yep.
And, so the gambling world wasn't like exotic to me. And I remembered when I first started going to Atlantic City, I would be like, wow, it just seems impossible to beat these games. And I mean, honestly, it became like not that interesting to me, gambling. Mm-hmm. And I started writing about it. I sort of fell into doing, it's sort of a world that I'm comfortable in. And I did a few gambling related stories. And then Cigar Aficionado called me to see if I wanted to do an ongoing gambling column for them. And that really opened the door to this world for me. I was invited to an event called the Blackjack Ball, which is put on by a guy named Max Rubin. It's like this sort of secret gathering of people who beat casino games. And the first time I went, I mean, it was very small. It was like in the basement of his house. So maybe 25 or maybe 30 people there. But they were the biggest casino winners in the world, mm-hmm. which I didn't know that much about that. And I met these guys and I was kind of blown away. I was like, wow. So these people have figured out mathematical ways to beat casino games without cheating. They're all really super smart. A lot of them had, Ivy League educations. And I was fascinated. And I got to know these people and I got to spend time with them. And I had opportunities to be with them while they were playing, while they were strategizing, and to get to go along with them. And in one instance, there's a term called BP, which is a big player. It's the person who does the betting for somebody who is obviously running the game and does not want to get backed off by the casino. So somebody else bets. And I had an opportunity to do that, which was amazing. So, and then I played on a card counting team, which was pretty cool. So, it was, I sort of kind of gotten to witness the world and to also be in the world, to a small degree.
Just so everyone's on the same page who are listening out there, when we use the term advantage players, what are we talking about? I love in the book that you just don't apply it to casino games or horse racing, but advantage players come from all walks of life and in all different kinds of professions. And in your book, you talk about people who are not just gamblers. What is your definition of an advantage player?
To me, an advantage player is somebody who figures out how to win or succeed in their chosen field in a way that other people can't figure out. It's interesting because I spoke to a cancer researcher in Australia, mm-hmm. and I asked him what his definition would be of an advantage player, and he said it's somebody who encounters barriers and doesn't let the barriers stop him. He figures out a way over the barrier or around the barrier or underneath the barrier and gets through it when other people get stopped by the barrier, which I found that to be a really great description. I wish I had spoken. I mean, I wound up speaking with him for a video interview, and I wish I had spoken to him when I was still reporting the book because I would have put that definition in there. But overall, it's people who figure out how to win in ways that other people can't or won't figure out, and it makes them extremely successful.
I'm curious, how challenging was it for you to have the subjects you wrote about open up and bring you inside of their world? I mean, for me, I'm always happy when I get to talk to an advantage player because they usually keep their actions out of the public eye. I mean, the whole idea of being an advantage player is legally finding the angles of a particular game or event and keeping it out of the limelight. And for me, I'm always fascinated when poker players write a book and not only write the book, but they also come onto the show to talk about it. I always think, why are you writing down ways that could be used to beat you? But did you find it challenging to have these subjects of the book open up to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of speaking with them, gaining their trust, and getting them to let you spend time with them and to know you're not going to kind of blow up their spot, basically. But I will tell you something interesting. I mean, there's a guy named James Grosjean who's considered, the GOAT of this world. Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy finds games that casinos view as unbeatable. He's really smart, knows how to handle himself in a casino very, very well, understands math. He has an applied math degree from Harvard. I mean, he's a very, very bright guy, knows computers, and runs computer models to figure out how to beat games. And he put out a book called Beyond Counting that was, he kind of controlled who could buy it. Like, he did not want it to wind up, on the bookshelf of a casino executive. Yeah. And the book basically, it's pretty deep. I mean, there's a lot of deceptions in it to not tell you everything. You kind of have to figure out a lot. But if you figure it out, it will show you how to beat a lot of games that are viewed as unbeatable. And I asked him, why would you write a book like that? And he kind of laughed. He goes, do you think this is the only book? Meaning, he's got a lot of books of how to beat games that are not open to the public. This is one. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So I think to a degree, people will tell you some things, but not everything. And the other thing that's kind of interesting, you could show somebody how to do these things, but doing it and knowing how to do it are very, very different. Like, even card counting, I mean, which is the most basic of these advantage plays. And I played on a pretty big card counting team for a couple of years, and it was really, really fun. But I'll tell you, learning how to card count is pretty easy. But doing it in a casino where you're being watched, where you're trying to seem normal, where, you're trying to not get thrown out too quickly, I mean, it takes a lot. It's not that easy. And I think not everybody can do it. I think some people love to if you love to gamble, it's not good because it's not gambling. You're playing in a very prescribed way. So I do think that even if you know how to do these things, you might not actually be able to do it in a practical way.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more House of Cards.
It's finally here, and we're so excited to show you this brand new addition to the Krimpit family, the Krimpit Wrap. Start enjoying wraps like you've never seen them before. No more contents falling out while you eat. Create these perfectly sealed, beautiful parcels and then heat them in your air fryer, oven, grill, pan fry, or even enjoy them cold. You can make burritos, calzones, enchiladas, pasties. The list is endless. You're only limited by your imagination. Simply place a wrap in the Krimpit device, add your ingredients, microwave for 20 seconds, fold it over, and crimp your snack into a perfectly sealed bundle of joy. Then it's time to heat it up any way you like. There you have it, a delicious snack like you've never seen before.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audien Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to audienhearing.com to get your pair of Audien hearing aids starting at just $189.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-733-6860. 800-733-6860.
You're listening to House of Cards.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3-1 odds. No. 5-1. No. 10-1. You're on.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Slots, table games, live dealer games, everything you love about Atlantic City and Vegas, all online at BetMGM. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with Michael Kaplan, author of Advantage Players, Inside the Winning World of Casino Virtuosos, Master Strategists, and Mathematical Wizards. The things I love hearing about Advantage Players happens even before they hit the gaming floor or their track or whatever they're doing in life. I mean, that's why I loved reading about Grosjean. It excites me to read about the Advantage Players and their preparation and their organization. I mean, even before they executed. I mean, it's incredible that you interviewed Grosjean to begin with. I think that's a feat in and of itself because he, like I said, they're usually quiet about things. And talk to me about his preparation, because I know a lot of people out there, when they think of Advantage Players, never think of the preparation that is done before they hit the casino floor.
Well, the preparation is extraordinary. I mean, that chapter, a lot of that comes out of a story I did for the New York Times Magazine about people who beat casino games. And I remember meeting with, we had done some stuff before, so we knew each other. And I met with him at a Starbucks near the Palms. He was sitting at a table drinking a venti coffee, and he had his computer, and he was, quote unquote, running numbers for it's for a game they call Cards Craps. Because it's no longer the case, but in Oklahoma, it used to be that you couldn't use dice to make gambling decisions. Mm-hmm. So craps was played with 12 cards that represented the 12 sides of two dice. And this was way before he actually went to play the game. He was there running the numbers, doing computer simulations, figuring things out about this very specific game. Then once he had that, set up, he goes out there by himself. And he spends time at the table alone, like without anybody else playing, making minimum bets, just seeming like a regular, recreational / degenerate gambler who can't get enough of this game. And he's there for hours every night. They get to know him. He gets to know them. He sees all the procedures, sees how the game works. And then at that point, he brings in, this quote unquote big player who comes in and is now at the other end of the table and buys in for, some large sum of money. And everybody at the table is like, whoa, look at this guy. And, Grosjean is there like he's just some, regular person at the table, which for all intents and purposes, he is. Mm-hmm. And he's there signaling that person on what to do. And the people in the pit are like kind of laughing at him behind his back because he just seems like such a low roller. He seems half asleep. They think, oh yeah, this guy's a joke. Meanwhile, he's basically taking apart their game. And when it ends, let's say after that person gets backed off, the big player, backed off, meaning asked to stop playing, or they just call it a day. He sticks around after that to quote unquote clean up. That way he's still there. So it's not like, oh, the big player left, now all of a sudden Grosjean's gone and they could put 1 + 1 together. No, he might be there for a week every day, still playing the way he was playing, and then he'll disappear. So it doesn't look like he had anything to do with the person who was doing the real betting for him. And he can then come back there again and do this all over again. And it's, yeah, I mean, I wrote about all this in my book and in the New York Times, sir, so I'm not giving away some, you know what I mean, some secret that nobody knows about. But it's, yeah, the work that goes into these things is really amazing. I mean, you know, you go in there and you're there for a reason. You're in there to beat these games. And, you know, you're not there to just have fun and be recreational like, you know, 99.9% of the people in the casino.
Did you find that the mindset of an advantage player is different from a typical person out there? I mean, I was interviewing Logan Fields, who you also mentioned in the book, and he has this thing about the coin flip at the Super Bowl. I mean, for me, the coin flip was gambling at its purest. Either it's 50% heads or 50% tails. But Logan looked at that activity in a completely different way, and he had this analysis of predicting what it would land on in order to get an edge to bet on it. Have you found that advantage players look at things differently than everyone else? Do they process activities differently in their head than anyone else out there?
Advantage players look at everything in a very logical way. And they're always looking for, you know, quote unquote EV, expected value. That's like to get an edge that's going to bring you more money. And I think they look at everything in a very analytical way. They take life seriously. They work really hard. They might, you know, cross the street differently. Like, oh, it's more efficient to cross the street here than there. And they just live life in a different way. I think there's something, I think once you get into that mindset, you become very instinctual. These people also have incredible work ethics. They work really, really hard. And, you know, it's like, you know, there's that cliche, you know, it's a hard way to make an easy living.
Yeah.
And that's true about being a professional gambler, you know, or, you know, quote unquote, an advantage player. I mean, advantage players, I think in every walk of life, work harder and think deeper and do more stuff to prepare than the average person in their field would.
Now, one of the most famous APs out there is Kelly Sun, who teamed up with someone you know very well, and that's Phil Ivey, to make a lot of money in Baccarat. The method they use to win a lot of money is called edge sorting, which is an absolutely fascinating thing advantage players can use, and I think she uses it the best in the world. She is a fascinating figure, so fascinating that a movie is being developed from an article you wrote about her. Tell us about Kelly Sun, and as well as Phil Ivey, who a lot of people know is a great poker player. When it comes to advantage players in the gambling world, are they the most famous and are they the most publicized right now?
Well, poker players are a little bit different than casino advantage players because, you know, poker is a game where the casino takes a rake. So it doesn't really matter to the casino who's at the table because they're going to make the same money anyway. In fact, if a famous poker player is at the table, it's probably better for the casino because it'll make more people want to play. Because a lot of recreational players, even though, I mean, I did a story. There was a $250,000 buy-in tournament, and the person who won it, I'm not remembering his name right now, but it was an Indian guy. And he was a recreational player who owned casinos in India. He had a lot of money. And he told me his favorite person in the world to play against is Phil Ivey. I mean, obviously, Phil has a big advantage over this guy at poker, but he said he'll learn a lot playing against Phil. So, you know, the casinos don't mind. So the poker players can be comfortable being higher profile than casino players, that's for sure. And, you know, I mean, Phil is somebody who crossed over. You know, he met Kelly, and Kelly had come up with this ingenious way of beating mini Baccarat, and she needed somebody to kind of, you know, be the, I don't want to say front person, but, you know, be the person who was, you know, organizing, you know, who would go to the casino, get everything they needed set up, and they made a lot of money together. And like what they did was 100% legal. They, you know, they broke no laws. They did not cheat. It's amazing. Like they figured out an ingenious above board way to beat the game, which, the casinos don't like. I mean, they don't like card counters. They're certainly not going to like somebody who's edge sorting at Baccarat, and winning a lot of money.
We've mentioned it a couple of times, and one of the most interesting aspects of advantage players and casinos is that advantage players utilize the idea of teams. And in fact, as you said, you were a part of a team. Tell us about that idea and the dynamics of advantage players when they're working in teams, and how does that teamwork cause headaches for the casinos?
Well, causes headaches for a casino because if you have a team, I mean, one thing that's pretty common is there would be, a card counter sitting at the table, and he's counting cards, and, he's just like, Grosjean, at the cards craps game, and he's counting cards, making minimum bets. And then when the count gets good, he could signal somebody to come in, and now they're making large bets until the count gets bad, and then he walks away. So you're never really getting the worst of it, too badly by playing that way. And I mean, also, card counting is extremely volatile. So if you have 20 people all playing the exact same way, it irons out the variance because you get in a lot more hours over the course of a year. Like one person probably couldn't play 10,000 hours a year, but, theoretically, 20 people could. And it's a way to do that and get in a lot more hours and have a lot less variance. So, there's you could play at a bigger advantage with a team. B, you could iron out the variance that's involved. And there's also something nice about playing with a group and not just being there by yourself, I think. Mm-hmm. Like when I played on the team, I mean, it was helpful to have people you could talk to and, say, oh, well, what did you think about this situation? Or what would you have done here? And I don't know, there was something, psychologically nice about that.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more House of Cards. Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand. Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
In a moment of need, every second counts. So first responders, delivery drivers, and visitors can find your home fast, even in the dark. This is about more than just a number. It's about safety, visibility, and peace of mind. We created a house number that is not only a beacon of safety, but also a work of art. Crafted from durable stainless steel and waterproof acrylic, with efficient, low-voltage LED backlighting, it's uniquely yours. Choose from 6 sizes, 4 fonts, and 6 colors, and match your home's mood with bright, neutral, or warm white halo lighting. Add dusk to dawn, dimming and timing controls for complete command.
Every order includes free worldwide shipping, plus a 2-year warranty on lighted numbers and all powering accessories.
This is the ultimate home upgrade. A perfect blend of style, quality, and function.
Buy yours today.
You're listening to the House of Cards.
Is that good? Do I want that?
Oh yeah, you want that.
Well, fantastic then.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishaupt with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Slots, table games, live dealer games, everything you love about Atlantic City and Vegas, all online at BetMGM. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with Michael Kaplan, author of Advantage Players, Inside the Winning World of Casino Virtuosos, Master Strategists, and Mathematical Wizards. Reading your book, I found it amazing, especially when reading about Grosjean, how much computers and computer programs and computer modeling help Advantage Players beat the casinos. And every time nowadays I'm interviewing a casino or a gaming operator, they bring up AI and artificial intelligence. And reading your book, I'm thinking, boy, are we moving into a new world for Advantage Players, and with the new AI coming out and the new technology coming out, are Advantage Players getting a new perspective on games that they're trying to beat using the new technology and the new AI?
I think all of that will only help them to beat games, because a lot of it is coming up with a strategy and then coming up with a sample size and seeing what happens. Like if you do this a million times, what happens? And, I think it will only help. I mean, what they can't do is bring computers into casinos, which you used to be able to do that because it was, there was a time when casinos hadn't thought to make it illegal to bring a computer in, because I think people thought of computers as these big, bulky desktop computers, but there were APs using these computers on their bodies that were helping them to beat games. And again, not breaking any laws, because it wasn't banned at that point. It was not illegal. And the second it became illegal, they stopped doing it because nobody wants to go to jail. I mean, it's just like the Kelly Son and Phil Ivey thing. They did not cheat. They did not do anything illegal. The casinos have a right to not like what they're doing, which, you could agree with or not agree with. I mean, I think if you're coming in there and playing by the casino's rules, the casinos should live with it. But they don't. And, they have a right to ban people, so I understand that. But I think people who are APs will not do anything that's illegal or will get them in trouble. I mean, I think I have a line in the book where I say, cheaters go to jail, APs go to the cage and cash out. So nobody wants to go to jail to beat a casino game. I mean, there are people there are cheaters in the world, but the APs are not cheaters. I remember telling people I was card counting, and they were like, well, isn't that illegal? I go, no. How's it illegal to use your brain? Like, when did that become illegal? I mean, there's a thing that people do called hole carding, where you look for sloppy dealers who are revealing their bottom card. And, look, I think casinos need to protect their games. And I remember talking once to a casino owner in Las Vegas, and I mentioned hole carders. He goes, oh, you mean cheaters? I go, well, it's not cheating. And sort of a conversation ensued, but he was unconvinced. I mean, he, listen, and, he owned a casino, so he had his own perspective, I guess. But it's not, and I think APs take pride in figuring out how to beat games legally and to not do anything that will get them, tossed in jail.
Now, it seems like the first part of the book focused on Advantage Players in the gambling world. I mean, you talk about Grosjean, Phil Ivey, Kelly Son, Miss Brown, whose name is Gina Fiore, and an amazing Advantage player, Don Johnson, and Mattress Mac, and Rob Wrightson, and Larry Flint, who loved incredibly hot coffee while playing blackjack. I love that story. But there are Advantage players in all walks of life, and one person you talked about being a very successful Advantage player in the world of Magic is your friend David Blaine. I mean, he revolutionized Magic by presenting in a totally different way. In your opinion, what made David Blaine an Advantage player in Magic?
One thing that he recognized very early on that I find interesting, most magicians, all the focus is on them. You see them sawing a lady in half or doing some card trick, or doing, something extraordinary. And you get that, the focus is on them. He recognized, when he would do his TV specials, the focus would be not on him, but on the people he was doing the magic to, and you'd see their expressions. And I think that was kind of a big deal because it made it more real. And the other thing he did, speaking of real, is he combines magic with real stuff. I mean, some of the things, when he spends time in a tank of water and he's in there for, X number of minutes, that, seems extraordinary. He's doing that for real. It's not like, there's, a screen of, a movie screen in front of him. He really is in water holding his breath. And I think the idea of combining the real with illusions, it sort of makes everything seem more real. So that's a giant breakthrough that he found. And also the idea of focusing on the people who are witnessing the magic, like you see them blown away. And I think that draws you in a little bit because it's like, well, I'm not the only one who finds this amazing.
Now, you yourself use the principle of being an advantage player when dealing with a very serious health situation in your life. How did you use the ideas you picked up from advantage players to confront a very serious health situation in your life?
So I got diagnosed in 2023 with a disease called mantle cell lymphoma. It affects 1 out of 200,000 people. It's a very, very rare cancer. And I was scheduled to get brutal chemotherapy. It's a process they call it the Nordic regimen, and it's as bad as it sounds. You basically have 5 to 8 years to live, and you're going to be getting chemotherapy the whole time. And I was like, you know what? And I had a 2-week window to find an alternative to that. And I don't know, I'm like, I spend my life talking to advantage players, people who find a better way to do things. I bet there is an advantage player in this world of cancer who knows more about this than the average oncologist. And I had a great oncologist. He was a wonderful guy. He treated me very, very quickly. He realized what I had. He diagnosed me. But this was not his obsession. I mean, if you're going to go play cards craps, you don't want to play it with an average advantage player. You want to go play it with James Grosjean.
Yeah.
So I needed to find the James Grosjean of mantle cell lymphoma. And I started researching. I mean, as a journalist, I'm used to, making phone. That was my own advantage play, to be able to make phone calls and push my way into situations and get people to talk to me. And, there's a group of doctors, including a guy in Texas named Dr. Michael Wong at the Anderson Cancer Center, who's very public and very vocal about these alternative treatments for this disease. And I found him. I managed to get an appointment, which was a bit of an advantage play in its own right. And I'm being treated. I mean, I went from being stage 4 cancer, having 40% cancer in my bone marrow, to now having 0 cancer in my blood, and being treated by an oncologist at Weill Cornell. I'm a guy named Dr. Peter Martin, and he's a fantastic guy, super smart. Took me on, and they won't. You can't say I'm cured because the disease is considered to not be curable. But I'll settle for no cancer in my blood. I'm fine with that. No cancer evident in my blood, as they put it. And the title of that chapter, it's the epilogue of the book, and it's called My Ultra Rare Cancer and the Scientist Doctors Who Played It to a Draw, which I'll take.
I think that's great. But I'm curious, reading that, I remember Rob Wrightson, a gambler you interviewed and was part of the book, was diagnosed with cancer, and he confronted that situation with out-of-the-box thinking. I guess it was referred to as cancer math. Was he your inspiration, or was he your guide?
Well,
did he give you the idea of doing this with your own diagnosis?
He was definitely an inspiration to me. I mean, when he got diagnosed, I mean, he's another one of these really smart computer guys who use computers to beat casino games, to analyze and beat casino games. And when he got diagnosed, it was like some brutal, treatment that he was supposed to get. And he came up with a computer model to find a better treatment. And he did. And he wound up not getting chemotherapy, and he was, it was amazing. And yeah, that definitely was he was definitely an inspiration. I mean, I remember speaking with him when I was first diagnosed, and, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but the gist of what he said was, he goes, it's like playing a hand of Texas Hold'em. You might get 2 bad cards, at the beginning, but, you still have, 5 streets. You still have, the flop, the turn, and the river. 3 streets, but 5 more cards to determine whether or not you win. So just because you start out with rotten cards at the beginning doesn't mean you can't win the hand. And you might not win it by having the best hand. You might win it by doing something a little trickier than other people at the table are doing. So you have to look at it like it's just the beginning. It's not the end, which, to be honest, as an advantage player of journalism, that is how I look at things. Like, I'll sometimes be wanting to do a story and somebody will say, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk to you. Like, they think that's the end. Like, to me, that's the beginning of my getting them to talk to me. And it's a certain mindset that, just because something isn't working out at the beginning doesn't mean it's not going to work. And that definitely is an advantage player mindset.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more House of Cards.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-733-6860. 800-733-6860.
You're listening to House of Cards. Check out our website at houseofcardsradio.com.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Slots, table games, live dealer games, everything you love about Atlantic City and Vegas, all online at BetMGM. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with Michael Kaplan, author of Advantage Players, Inside the Winning World of Casino Virtuosos, Master Strategists, and Mathematical Wizards. Now, your book is absolutely chock full of advantage players that have become very successful in life by looking at things a little differently. I mean, you have a piece on your good friend Heidi Fleiss, the Ramones. You have a piece on a person who cuts salmon so expertly that he makes a very good living at it. You have a chapter on porn star Lexington Steele. You have a piece on how 3 blind Arab brothers took over an Israeli phone company. And then you have one that I've never heard of before, and that is a woman who makes money as a financial dominatrix. I guess FinDom is something where a woman gets a guy who she's never met nor will ever meet to send her money, which is an absolutely incredible thing. I mean, I'm reading about the gamblers who write computer programs, look for the right games, look for soft dealers, and practice signaling. But these women get men to send them money who I think are the most incredible advantage players out there. And then you write about Vegas Matt, who is actually an advantage player who wins by losing, which is a great concept. It's absolutely amazing. Now, given all these people you write about in the book, the gamblers and the advantage players outside of the gambling world, is there a common trait that they all share? Is there a thread that ties all these people together?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big things is just having an incredible work ethic and really thinking about what you're doing and analyzing it and coming up with like a way to turning a negative even into a positive. I mean, that's like Vegas Matt. I mean, that's an unbelievable story because he was like he was willing to be a losing casino gambler. It was fun for him. It was recreational. And the story is, he basically hit a royal flush and his son made a video of it and they posted it on TikTok. Then they went to eat, and it got a ton of views. And they were like, wow, that's kind of interesting. And the son was like, oh, yeah, let's try to replicate that the next night. And they videotaped him playing, and he didn't replicate it. I mean, getting a royal flush in video poker is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Like doing it 2 nights in a row is the odds are against you. Mm-hmm. And when they posted him losing, that got even more views. And it was sort of like, oh, maybe we're onto something. And they've got a group, and they make a lot of money, posting stuff mostly to YouTube of him playing. And I thought that was great. But my favorite, the most interesting of all these guys, in my opinion, the one that I really was fascinated by is Don Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's somebody who became, a lot of these people become advantage players. Like, they're in college and they get exposed to it, or they started very young. And he was later in life. He already had a very successful career as a racetrack executive. And he saw the guys that were beating racing. And he was like, wow, they were using computer models to beat horse racing. And he was like, well, I'm just as smart as they are. And he left to do that. And he lost a lot of money at the beginning. And he knew it could work. I mean, he hired computer scientists to help him, and he has a big team now. He's super, super successful. Everybody knows him for the, wild run he had at blackjack. Like that, he became famous for that, and became famous for, being this guy partying in the nightclubs. But that really was a means to an end for the blackjack, which people did not realize. And, but his real money is made in horse racing. Like the blackjack was kind of an extra thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he's like an extraordinary guy. He's very, very smart, very, very sharp, very focused. And, he really knows what he's doing. And he decided to do something, and he made it work. And, he got Grosjean to work with him on the blackjack stuff, which in and of itself is not easy. I mean, Grosjean has his own stuff to do. He doesn't really need other people to work with. He's got his own crew, and he got them. And they did really, really well together. And I don't know. I just found his story to be particularly amazing.
I love the fact that they work together. I mean, this is like the dream team of advantage players. I mean, do you see that normally advantage players seek out other advantage players to really, really combine their skills?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you can find the right person, yeah. But I mean, I do think you also have to be, I think people in that world are very, are pretty careful about who they get involved with. I mean, and it has to be the right combination. Like, Kelly and Phil, that was perfect. Grosjean and Don, that was perfect. I mean, you need to have the right people to do stuff with. I mean, there's this is not in my book, but there's a thing that sports bettors are doing now. They call it whale flipping, where they find, because if you're a super winning sports bettor, it's difficult for you to get down on the, on the online gambling sites. Yeah. I mean, you win a certain amount of money, and they're like, well, we're going to cut you back. We're not going to really let you bet the way we were letting you bet, which, again, it's the typical casino move, backing a person off or limiting them. Like, saying, okay, yeah, you can play blackjack, but your first bet is the only bet you can make. You can't vary your bet. Well, then you can't card count or, do other things you might want to do. And this whale flipping is you basically find somebody who's a losing sports bettor, and you get them to bet your picks. and they're going to eventually get backed off, but they're going to help you make a lot of money, and they're going to stop losing. They're going to make a lot of money until they get told they can't bet anymore, and then I guess they've got to figure out something else. But yeah, I mean, I think people are always looking for other people who can leverage, what they're doing and make it more successful and more profitable.
Michael, we're running out of time, but where can people pick up your book, Advantage Players Inside the Winning World of Casino Virtuosos, Master Strategists, and Mathematical Wizards? And if you have a website or a social media address that you want to give out, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, they could buy it on Amazon. If you go to Amazon and just look up Advantage Players book, it'll come up. Or you could go to HuntingtonPress.com. The publisher of the book, they have the book as well on there. And, you could get it either way. But, Amazon is obviously easy because everybody uses Amazon all the time. So you can go there and look up Advantage Players, with my name or, it's easy enough to find. And, that's a great way to get it. And, I really appreciate you having me on here. My Instagram is Kaplan Words, KAPLANWORDS. And that's a good way to see me online. And I have an Advantage Players Instagram as well, but I think it's Advantage_Players. Mm-hmm. But Kaplan Words is probably the easier one. So those are the ways to reach me. And I hope people get this book. Like one of the points of the book is that Advantage Players exist in all forms of life and in all kinds of occupations and endeavors. And I hope that people will read this book and be inspired to find their own inner advantage player and use that in life and make life better for themselves. I mean, can I just say one other that sure. I am blown away by that people might not think of as an advantage player, if you don't mind?
Sure, absolutely.
The Ramones, to me, are amazing advantage players because they came along at a time where if you wanted to be in a rock band, that meant spending hours and hours sitting in your room, learning to play guitar, trying to be like Robert, like Jimi Hendrix or, Jimmy Page or, whoever. And these guys, they barely knew how to play, but they had a great idea and they just went for it. I mean, their first record was made for hardly any money and it's an amazing album. And I think those guys are major, mega advantage players. I mean, I think the great line from Joey Ramone was, we knew only 3 chords, but they were the right 3 chords. So
what a great line.
That's a bit of an advantage play.
It's a great line. Michael Kaplan, author of Advantage Players Inside the Winning World of Casino Virtuosos, Master Strategists, and Mathematical Wizards. Thank you so much for coming on and talking about the book. Advantage players are a fascinating subject, and the people and the stories you write about in the book are absolutely incredible. I hope you come back on because you have such interesting stories, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, and I will come back anytime you invite me.
Oh, sounds great. Well, that'll do for us this week. We'll see you next time with House of Cards.
You're